China is facing a lot of the social problems that we face here. Primarily, though, their awakening is due to social media and tech and allowing their young people to be engrossed in this. So China plays a different game than the United States does, because the United States is truly a free country full of opportunity. China has limited freedom and limited opportunity. And what happened is they opened up their population to social media and tech, and their young people became lazier and more self-centered. And so I don't think that the ability to find jobs is less. It's just the ability for them to find jobs that they want based on who they believe that they are, according to social media. And so it's the same problem that you see all over the world, where in China they call it laying flat. Young people, instead of going out to find a job that may not have all kinds of bells and whistles and fame, they're just going to lay flat, as they call it, and do nothing and look for lesser jobs that really don't pay a lot and have no incentive, so they don't have to do anything. And then they sit around, and when people are like that, they sit around and grumble. And we've seen this throughout history. The difference between China and the United States is, and I think they probably learned their lesson from Tiananmen Square and the visual of that push down onto the people, is that if China, the government of China, tightens the pressure on the people, they can, because the young people globally are so weak because of this tech influence. If China puts the pressure on the young people, they'll fold and they'll do what they're told, I believe. I don't think that they'll uprise, because they'll be crushed.
Jonathan, we're obviously giving thanks for our freedoms and for the peace that we're enjoying here in the United States. In the meantime, the war between Russia and Ukraine continues to rage on, which brings to mind that it is a known fact that the wintertime tends to be the harder fighting, because there are such harsh winters in that region, and that very well may slow things a little bit. Do you think that the weather can turn out to be an ally for the United States and for the rest of the world in potentially bringing Vladimir Putin to the table to try to potentially end this war?
Well, war has changed now with drones, especially. The weather may not be as big of a factor. We'll see as drone warfare actually increases and evolves. And with the weather, the further you can stand off from where your base is and effectively attack the enemy, then that is going to be where they determine the factor of weather. And I think we just see warfare in a completely different way. I find this war to be very, very odd, because where the majority of the fighting is happening is in vacant fields and places where it's just a line in the ground to keep Russia from moving forward or Ukraine from falling backwards. But it also has to do with a lot of just going in and doing what terrorists typically do, which is just go in and hit random places in populated areas, at the same time hitting some strategic targets. So I think as we move into the winter, it is typically harsh for ground combat troops to move. But since warfare has changed, I think we're going to see how this evolution is affected by winter, and that's yet to be seen.